Prejudice. Wrote a song about it. Like to hear it? Here it goes. Free your mind.
Sports Talk, Cheryl Smith, DizzieMac, and the internationally acclaimed Shimmy girls, and we have two special guest hosts in the house. First up is the dynamic, funny, and super savvy handicapper, Andre Ramirez of Extreme Sports Picks. He's the man with the plan. Check him out. I got 5 on it. And we have, the man, the bank room. That's right. Midas Mind. What's up, Joe?
Hey, what's happening, y'all? How y'all doing? I love it.
All right. And we got a lot on the plate. Andre, you ready for what we got today?
We're ready to make some money and get the gossip out there.
It ain't gossip if it's true. Racism, domestic violence. Oh, my. There's a lot going on in the world of sports. Our panel is ready. First Lady, over to you.
Each week we try to figure out what is going on in the sports world. Not the plays of the week, more like the players of the week. Are they trying to tell us something? So we ask, what you saying? Fly, little birdie, fly. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping into the future. So I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let the spirit carry me. I want to fly right into the future. The little birdie known as Bruce Levinson, owner of the Atlanta Hawks, is going to sell the team after making some racist comments about the fans attending the games. It is starting to look like a certain ex-owner did not need to hire private detectives to demonstrate he was the only owner with some racist juices in his veins. Is this one thing when an ordinary Joe is ignorant, or is it another when millionaires and billionaires are ignorant? Is this simply the tip of the iceberg? Should GM Danny Ferry get the boot for his remarks? NAACP, Rainbow Coalition, the Urban League, the Steve Miller Band are asking, what you saying? I don't think this is the tip of the iceberg for racist people in the NBA, but I do think this is the tip of the iceberg for racial ignorance and insensitivity in the NBA. I don't want to think, actually, let's put what Bruce Levinson said. I don't think when he said it was insensitive, I don't think he's a racist. I mean, obviously, I don't know the individual, but I just think he's an owner who has a predominantly black clientele to his games, but they're not buying season tickets. See, that's the key. He's the owner. The people who are attending his games are predominantly black, but they're buying the individual game tickets, not season tickets. The NBA had put out a marketing blur, I guess, stating that between the ages of 18 to 35 or 40, I can't remember the exact numbers, but it's predominantly white men that buy season tickets to the game. And Bruce Levison was just trying to find out why is his team not attracting this particular demographics. And that's when he made the statements, well, is it the cheerleaders? I mean, are they playing hip-hop music? Now, sure, he was racially insensitive to the blacks in Atlanta, but I don't think he was a racist. And I'm not going to be naive to think that these conversations are not being talked about in different NBA cities, specifically those where there are predominantly black areas. Because in Atlanta, even though it's predominantly black, and there's some very affluent black people in Atlanta, they're still not buying season tickets. So that's the reason why he went on this, he actually made these statements. Now, when you look into Danny Ferry, and Danny Ferry's situation is a little bit different. And his situation really is what caused this whole situation for Bruce Levison, because of the fact that the things that Danny Ferry had stated from a scouting report about Luol Deng, insinuating that Luol Deng was deceitful and not to be trusted because he was African. And as a result of that, one of the owners sent an email to another owner and indicated that he thinks that Danny Ferry should be disciplined. That email got out to a news outlet, and that's what caused this whole investigation by the NBA. And this is when Bruce Levison divulged that he had a racist email 2 years ago. But the whole situation, Danny Ferry, I don't think he should be fired. He was reading a scouting report from one of his the scouts. That scout needs to be terminated, and hopefully they did do that. But Danny Ferry, he used some insensitivity. He should have obviously edited the remarks that were in that scouting report. But he's not a racist. That was racially insensitive. So we need to know the difference between somebody being a racist and somebody having and being racial insensitive. And I'm just going to say this: the NBA need to have some workshops for their executives when it comes to culture diversity and racial insensitivity. And, I mean, they give it to the players, but it definitely needs to be to all of the people in the NBA. But I don't think Danny Ferry should be fired. I think he should be disciplined, and the Hawks should have been transparent as far as what his discipline was. Now, all of a sudden, he has taken a leave of absence from the team. I guess the seat is getting too hot for him, so he thought he would take a leave of absence. But we'll see how this is resolved. I mean, obviously, several agencies are calling for his termination, but we just can't fire everybody. We just need to educate people about racial sensitivity. Andre, what do you think?
Man, Al Sharpton's back in the picture. That's what I'm saying. I got 2 front tickets for this guy, for the Atlanta Hawks. I think they're just blowing things. They're just blowing things way out of proportion. There's 2 sides of the story. But you're correct when you got to be educated, and you got to kind of like watch what you say. Especially in Atlanta. It's multicultural, but it's. I guess in sports, it's all multicultural in sports now, and you gotta be the role model, and learn what your words can bite you in the what. So good luck to this guy. I don't want to be in his shoes.
All right. DizzieMac, I see you over there with those Shimmy Shake girls. I know they hit the clubs in Atlanta. I know when you're on your carpet, I know you're going to Atlanta, the ATL. So what you got to say?
ATL, stand up. Wow. Support your team. But you have to look at it like this, First Lady. GMs, owners, everybody should be a lot more aware of what they are saying when they are saying it with that microphone and recorder running. I tell you, hey, should Danny Ferry get the boot? I wouldn't say he get the boot because him and Lou Aldain went to Duke together. They Duke alumni, so he can't be like that. I think he just made the mistake of reading what was presented to him and not editing it, taking it out, or not even bringing it up at the meeting. I just think that these owners need to tap into who is really their core audience and try to market to them and give them opportunities to have season tickets. Make them a little bit more affordable. But when you're building these stadiums, they got to get paid, taxes, all of that. It's rough. It's rough out there. I tell you. But no, Danny Ferry shouldn't get the boot. But be careful. Be careful as we see. Be careful. You are always on the clock.
Joe, I know you have something to say. I hear it. I know you did. Aching to say something about this.
First Lady, let me start off by saying I don't know where I'm gonna be tomorrow. I don't know where I'm gonna be next week. But what you gotta remember, if I said it with the last words on my lips, I am a revolutionary. And so what I want to do is that and recognize is that not only did Levinson have an off-color email, Danny Ferry read some off-color comments, and DizzieMac, him being an alumni with Lou Aldain from the same school, Duke University, does not wipe that out. In fact, what it's saying to you is that that particular undertone of racism is so heavy, his being an alumni didn't give a damn about it. So, I'm not saying that Levinson should have to sell the team or that Danny Ferry should be fired, but I am saying to the people out there who don't look just like them, there are large systems out there, and they see some of us a little bit different. We can accept that because we've known that all this time anyway. You can't fire everybody, and everybody's going to make some mistakes. But just remember, I told you, I am a revolutionary.
Okay, Joe, you're a revolutionary. So, I mean, this has really brought awareness. We think the NBA, which is a predominantly black league, you think the executives would be a little bit more sensitive to the players because of the fact that it's predominantly black. But, it's an eye-opener what has taken place. And again, like I said, I don't think these people are racist. I just think they have issues with racial insensitivity. And, Levinson, and now I really think about Levinson, and we really didn't get a chance to touch this, but I think this was just a way for him to sell his team. I think he really wants to sell his team because he probably saw how Donald Sterling made all that money. So I think he thought this was a good chance for him to sell his team to see if he can make some money. But trust me, the Atlanta Hawks are not the Los Angeles Clippers, so he shouldn't even think that he's going to get $2 billion. He's lucky to get $500 million for his.
Ooh, ouch! I'm gonna knock you out. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking my fears and putting suckers of fears, making the tears rain down like a milestone. Listen to the bass go boom, explosion, overpowering over competition. I'm towering. Wrecking shop. When I drop these lyrics, gotta make you call for cops. Don't you dare stare. You better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest of the all get you sliced and diced. Competition paying the price. I'm gonna knock you out. I'm gonna say knock you out. We're not talking about Dick Tiger, Jake LaMotta, or Roy Jones Jr. We're talking about the knockout punch landed on Janae Rice by her husband, Ray Rice. That we finally got to see the video from inside the elevator. Ray Rice has been fired by the Ravens and is on indefinite suspension from the NFL. Is it time for fans to wake up and smell the coffee when it comes to making professional athletes role models and heroes? Did Charles Barkley get it right? When to paraphrase his comments, I am not a role model. Your parents are the real role models and heroes. Jackie Robinson, Lee Strode, Medgar Evers, and Dr. Martin Luther King are asking, what you saying? Yes, Charles Barkley did get it right. Your parents are your role models and heroes. Not me, not your favorite athlete, because we're people too. We have issues, we have problems that we have to deal with, and sometimes we don't deal with them correctly. Not saying that your parents are above all of that, but they're the ones who have the most immediate, or should have the most immediate effect on you. Look up to them as a role model, as a hero. Don't look up to the athletes so much as being your role model, because sometimes we slip and sometimes we do have issues that we need to address. So yeah, Charles Barkley did get it right. First Lady, what you think about that?
Oh, yeah, Charles did. Obviously, he got that right. He said that many years ago. He's not a role model. Sometimes parents are not role models either. I mean, I think it's just up to the parent to try to instill in their child, that there's other options out there to emulate people versus athletes, because athletes, like you said, they can fall. I'm not even gonna say politicians, because everyone can fall and have issues, but they should just try to be the best person that they can be. It's not a problem of them rooting and putting their athletes on pedestal, but just realize that there are humans and they can have issues. I think also, if you look at the sports leagues, they push these athletes on the fans. Obviously the games, the commercial, the media coverage, they're always in that spotlight, and that's what young kids look at. The fact that, these athletes make a lot of money, they always have these high profile commercials. So it's the whole industry in general that pushes these athletes as role models. And they need to take a step back from that, because they fall and they have issues and they can't be role models. So students and kids just need to find it within themselves to do better and to look at other type of heroes out there.
First Lady DizzieMac, this is Ronnie B. And before y'all go to Andre and the Midas Mind, I just want to throw out here that maybe the message was more like, because of that, professional athletes get inordinate excuses for bad behavior.
Okay.
Where let's say us ordinary. Now, some of it is money related. I get that. If you got cash, money talk. Whether you're an athlete or whether you're a doctor, if you got some cash, you're gonna get better representation overall. And then there's all the underlying stuff. But I think that's the thing that I have a loved one who is serving time in prison. And I'm just going to say he's his own man. He made his choices. So he's there where he made that choice. But there was some help along the way. And part of that help was he would behave badly in class, and the coach would fix it. And he got into a pattern of people fixing his bad behavior because he had a talent. So just before you move on to Andre and Joe, and since I could do that, I threw that out there.
Ronnie B. All right. Hey, hey, Andre, step right up in here, brother, man. Let that Shimmy Shake girl go. You got to kind of tie it around the waist there.
Yeah, people have role models up, with these professional athletes, and you're right. They get a free ride for everything, but in this case, even the Rice guy, I don't understand. His wife is still by his side. This is my man. I love him. I'm like, dang. After all that, you still in love with this guy? But I guess everybody has their own, the way they communicate with their own personal relationships. But they should, if they're going to do that, and they're professional and they're going to be, hitting their wives, do it behind closed doors. Don't let it out to the public. But he shouldn't be out there, hitting his wife out there in public or even hitting her. But it's. I guess that's what society's all about, people turn on the TVs and they see this negativity and they're like, these children look up to these athletes and they think it's okay that they can do it. But, these guys get away with everything, man, because they do have money and they do have the connections. But you notice that professional athletes do get a lot of leniency when it comes to drunk driving or, manslaughter, just a slap on the hand, but the average citizen.
slap on it. We're going to give you a 1-year suspension for domestic violence, but that little manslaughter charge, I know, but.
It's no big deal. You didn't see it. You didn't intend it, so that's just the way it is now. You can buy the court systems, and that's what's sad. But, these guys can walk away with murder. I don't know, not all guys. Well, actually, most guys can walk away with murder.
Josh Brent did, right? Josh Brent, he killed his teammate, by vehicles. So he got away. He's back in the league now.
Yeah.
So it is leniency.
I love my husband, Andre.
Now, that's a whole nother story. We don't need to get into that because there's always a pattern of trying to forgive that individual. So that's another, that's another situation altogether. So that's something you just can't take lightly, that pattern of always going back.
Joe, I see you over there eating them pancakes, man. Break away for a second, man. Let us know what you think.
DizzieMac, I think Andre and you and First Lady really hit the nail on the head. These guys shouldn't be role models, but the fact is, it's not their fault that they are. It is the NFL, the NBA, the MLB that promotes these guys. And in fact,
it ain't my fault.
Yeah, in fact,
it ain't my fault.
Even though
it ain't my fault.
You're gonna get some bad stuff go on. Theirs is gonna be under the spotlight, where it also happens in general society, and it's not really in the spotlight. Can they pay their way out of a lot of it, and do the owners help them if they're premier performers? Absolutely. But at the same time, the only reason we saw them in the first place is because they were under a bigger microscope than we have to face.
It ain't my fault.
All right, put these guys in jail, man.
It ain't my fault.
Hey, well, thank you, panel. As I'm looking over here, get ready to get my pancakes, I see somebody swimming up behind me. It must be my favorite underwater friend.
They call him Flipper, faster than
Time for Flip It, where our hosts take on a point and defend that point and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. Stephen A. Smith of ESPN's First Take, after hearing the National Organization for Women call for Roger Goodell's resignation, immediately declared they were out of their minds. I like Stephen A., but it seems like he keeps putting himself on the wrong side of this issue. In other words, that is called proverbial foot-and-mouth disease. Now, his remarks about women not provoking men to violence earned him a 1-week suspension. And his impassioned defense of the commissioner before he learned of the possibility the NFL received the video, as reported by the Associated Press. Now, panel, we want to make sure Mr. Andre and Mr. Midas Mind been through this. You're going to defend both sides of the issue. So just want to remind the fans know, but we don't want our guests caught off guard. So we're going to ask the panel to defend on this side of Flip It. Stephen A. Smith is paid to commentate his comments about this situation, no matter how inflammatory. This will not hurt his reputation and only bring more listeners and revenues to the network. So you defend in that, hey, no matter how inflammatory, it ain't going to touch his reputation, and they're going to have even more listeners. DizzieMac, defend.
Why, certainly. Stephen A. Smith is paid to do a job, and ESPN knew about his reporting style before they hired him, because he is going to be a little bit more emotional, a little bit more along the lines of how the listeners, the audience, probably will react to something that's real life or kind of close to them. I don't think it will hurt his reputation, and I think it will only bring and keep the listeners and keep revenues coming into the network, because you have somebody who is not a yes person, along with a lot of the other analysts that they have who are not afraid to speak their minds in a way in which a lot of people who probably look at these shows feel. So they understand what a lot of people feel, I think. And Stephen A. Smith, that's what you're paid to do. Just doing his job, brother.
Okay, on the defense. Let's hear from Joe Midas Mind Miller with that big wad of cash over there in the bank room.
Making it rain. You know, Ronnie B, DizzieMac, Andre, First Lady, the reason we love to hate Stephen A. Smith is because he's controversial. That's why we watch him. If he wasn't fighting Skip Bayless, I wouldn't know who he was. But you know what? He got that way from making strong arguments. And that's what's bringing in the revenue. That's what's keeping people watching. And so he got to do what he got to do.
All right. If the gloves fit, commit. Let's hear from Andre Ramirez, Extreme Sports Picks.
Oh, I love this. I love this guy. His job is to make media. Make that money flip, and his stories. Ratings, and that's what it's all about. We feed on negativity. If you know that. If it's something bad, we get all hyped up about it, and every channel, every newspaper, ESPN, everybody's pumping it up. Brings revenue. We love gossip. America loves gossip. And this one right here, it's turning up a story, and he's actually making headlines. So I think he's just doing his job, and I want to say keep up the good work.
Andre from the school of, hey, good or bad if your name is in the news. First Lady defend.
Okay, well, Stephen A. Smith, that's what he does. He's very passionate. He's opinionated. He's sharp-tongued. You know, he doesn't hold his tongue for anybody, including his ESPN bosses. And when he was suspended, the bosses, even though they suspended him, they loved his fiery personality because viewers watch his show and they produce revenues from advertisement. I mean, the viewers watch Stephen A. Smith to love him and to hate him. First Take is on ESPN2, and according to Media Life, ESPN2 is number 21 out of the 25 top-ranked ad-supported cable networks. Therefore, it's directly related to their show First Take, and therefore Stephen A. Smith is very critical to ESPN ratings. I mean, the motor mouth is critical. So continue on with your good work, Stephen A. Smith.
All right. First Lady on the defense. Now, you know how we are. We flip the script. You never know where they're coming from, what side they really playing on. And so we're asking the panel to defend. Stephen A. Smith is at a high risk of damaging his reputation with his fan base and the fans that listen to First Take. Stephen A. Smith is at a high risk of damaging his reputation with his fan base and the fans that listen to First Take. DizzieMac on the defense.
Stephen A. is at a high risk of damaging his reputation because, again, he attacks or is seemingly attacking women, making them the issue, the blame, or just thinking that whatever it is that they're feeling is not important enough to respect it and let it be. Stephen A. should have taken this week, he should have just called in that day because he is risking his reputation because I think a lot of women did like Stephen A. because he was emotional, because he did speak to a lot of the emotions that a lot of the listeners have. And fans of First Take, I think probably women probably would like that show a little better than the hardcore Sports Center, which is usually paired again in the TV shows. So Stephen A. fans, don't do it, man, because again, you're risking your reputation, which we all love you, man. We love you, but watch out, man. When it comes to these topics, when you've already had a suspension, don't put your foot in your mouth again. Watch it.
All right, that was DizzieMac on the defense, and we're going to ease on over here to the. I see the Midas Mind has Jay Williams, Edgar Smith, Franklin Delano, Kaplan, advisory councils at his side. Joe Midas Mind defends Stephen A. Smith is at a high risk of damaging his reputation.
Ronnie B, you know the Midas Mind is all about the money. And I believe about 35 or 40% of the football fans out there that's actually paying the money are women. This man better hurry up and recognize that there's some tipping point in where you have your controversy. And this world is about its politics. So it's real nice to be able to undercover be on the side of the men in the sports and the guys that you have to interview and the people you are able to bring on by supporting them. But there's some crossing point where when you hurt the money, them same boys that love you up top don't have to dump you because you done got in my pocket, bro. And if he don't check himself, he's going to mess around and wreck himself.
All right. You heard the defense. Andre, Extreme Sports Picks. Did we say that before? Extreme Sports Picks.
Extreme Sports Picks. Hey, Steven, I think Hillary Clinton will be calling you for $1 million donation, please.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's on this one here. You know, women are coming up in sports. You know, they're playing. They're big role models now. Actually, you know, they're just growing. You know, from the women's NBA and stuff. And sometimes you got to cater to their needs as well. You know, they are women. So, and you know, everybody knows. You know, if you get in an argument with a woman, you know, never argue with your lady because you're never gonna win.
Keep on talking, Andre. You know that.
Close your eyes. All right. That was the defense from Andre. All right. First Lady, defense. Steven.
Well, I'll take it a little different route. I just think Stephen A. Smith is damaging his reputation and ESPN reputation because he is so opinionated. He doesn't think before he talks. And lately, you know, he's really been so over the top with his comments. And subsequently, he's always apologizing for his statements. And as a commentator, you want to stand by your words. You lose your credibility with viewers when you have to always retract what you say. And losing that credibility with your viewers will impact ratings because the viewers are just going to stop listening to you and watching you. So I think that impacts the advertisement dollars. So Stephen A. Smith, stop putting your foot in your mouth.
Preach, First Lady.
All right, y'all. You folks, y'all heard Flip It. You heard the defense twice. I'm going to tell you, we might have to have Andre set up some odds so folks can bet on how y'all really feel. But we'll talk about that with the Midas Mind since he got that firm over by his side this week. Okay, First Lady, they're waving the red, the purple flags. Take us to break.
Stay tuned. Coming up next, we have a performance from Nelly on the first part of Shout Out.
Pretty Mr. Ryan.
Credit card debt was kicking my butt. Filing for bankruptcy was not for me. I spoke with those debt consolidation people who only wanted me to keep the debt I had for what seemed like a century. A friend said, "Your debt destroyed." I said, "What?" They said, "Your debt destroyed." They said, "Contact Sharon at Your Debt Destroyed and let her team of experts eliminate your debt while building up your credit worthiness." I contacted Sharon, and she put her team to work to destroy my debt with a plan that was easy to follow and gave me and my family peace of mind. Don't consolidate your debt, eliminate your debt. Contact Sharon at yourdebtdestroyed.com or call her at 888-431-2829, extension 2.
The music flows in from around the globe to get a shout out from the panel. First Lady.
On Shout Out, we feature new independent artists who are looking to find their shining star. If we like what we hear, we'll give the track a shout out. If we don't like it, we hit the mute. Today, we are featuring music from Nelly, and not Nelly out of St. Louis, but Nelly out of Torgay, Devon, United Kingdom, with her album, Take Care. The first track we are playing is You're Gone.
It's time to say goodbye. I try irreversibly you're gone. I don't know what to do with myself. I keep seeing your image around and still wonder what went in your mind. Why on earth would you leave me behind? 'Cause this life took you away. There's no justice for us, it's not fair. Leaving me here is a hurting shame. Now my journey won't be the same. It won't be the same. It's hard to say goodbye. I try to chase the time. I remember you and cry. I'm waiting by the door, but you never coming home. Irreversibly you're gone. Irreversibly you're gone. Yeah, alright, we had struggles, but hey, every time we have landed okay. Why is it that you needed to stray? Never thought you'd be one who'd betray, but this life took you away. There's no justice for us, it's not fair. Leaving me here is a hurting shame. Now my journey won't be the same. It won't be the same. You won't be the same. It won't be the same. They are saying I should let you go, that I'm young and it's time to be strong. Keep remind me you'll never come home. I'm just hoping somehow they are wrong. It's hard to say goodbye. I try to chase the time. I remember you and cry. I'm waiting by the door, but you never coming home. Irreversibly you're gone. Irreversibly you're gone.
All right, that was Nelly. Is this track getting a shout out or the mute button? All right, let me start with DizzieMac. What did you think of You're Gone?
Oh, we like that. The Shimmy Shake girls were feeling that. We were feeling that over here. You know, we like that. We giving that a shout out first day. She stayed in her lane and really kept a nice mellow groove going. Shout out.
All right, excellent. Andre, what did you think of Nelly?
Actually, a good song, but very sad. Man, standing by the door, eating Twinkies. So she was eating a Twinkie, just, twirling her thumbs. Yeah, definitions, but, sad song.
Sad song, okay. All right. Ronnie B?
Nelly, you can come over here, Nelly. Now that whoever is gone, because he didn't say, you come over here. You can hang out with us in the Shimmy Shake girls. I'm going to give her a shout out. I like the song.
You like the song. Okay. Joe, what did you think of You're Gone?
First Lady, I'm going to have to hit the mute button on her.
Wow.
it started off all good for me, and I thought it was going to take off and really go someplace, and it kept the same little steady beat all the way through. Hell, I'm glad to be gone.
All right, Joe. Well, I disagree with you, Joe. I like the song. It had a little reggae beat to it, and I like Nelly, and their voice was good. The song beat was consistent, but it's still, I like it because it had a reggae beat. So I'm giving it a shout out, definitely. So we'll hear more from Nelly.
Did we hear from DizzieMac?
Yeah, DizzieMac was the first person.
Oh, that's right. Dizzy just went so fast. Dizzy was like, yeah. That's right. Him and the Shimmy girl. Oh, that's right. I done got me dazzled over here by Jennifer.
Oh, okay. All right. So we'll hear more from Nelly on part 2 of Shout Out. Is that my favorite underwater friend splashing over there? Is it time for Flip It?
Time for Flip It. Our hosts defend a point and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. When Venus and Serena Williams burst on the scene of the tennis world, they were loved, vilified, adored, and scorned. But one thing is for sure, they were virtually unbeatable. Now, I remember DizzieMac saying over a couple of drinks of cognac that Venus was a bad lady, but little sister is something else. And Serena is who we would need to look at in the long run. There are those who would say currently Serena Williams is the greatest American athlete. We asked the panel to defend. Serena is great, but she is not currently the greatest American athlete. Joe, Midas Mind Miller, defend.
Serena's a great athlete. There's no doubt about it. But when you start talking about the greatest American athlete, you got to include just far too many people. She's had a great career, but I think she's a better athlete than LeBron James or, a better athlete than Calvin Johnson. I don't think so. There's some people who just go out here and every time they take the court or the field, every single time, they make a magnificent difference in what's going on. And so, while she is great, she's not the greatest.
Strong defense. DizzieMac. Serena's great, but she is not currently the greatest American athlete. Defend.
Serena is great. She's done tremendously well, but that's her expertise, which is tennis. But she is not currently the greatest athlete. Not the greatest American athlete, no. It's hard to put her up there against some of the ones that are currently there. LeBron, Mayweather, Cam Newton, got so many. It's tough. But she definitely has a serious place in her sport. And in many eyes. But she is not currently the greatest. You got Michael Phelps. You have people who've done it for a long time.
Defense from DizzieMac. He even had a couple of Shimmy Shake girls nodding their head. And the dynamic one, the savvy tongue sucker. Andre, defend.
Man, Serena Williams got a great body. When I see some of her, her Swimsuit shop. Very nice. Very nice. Was she a swimsuit model? Brenda who? She's great in her niche field of women's tennis. And I'll leave it at that because I don't want no haters.
The man did go to Cornell. First Lady Serena is great, but she is not currently the greatest American athlete. Defend.
Serena is the greatest American women's tennis player and the greatest women's American athlete. But she's not the greatest American athlete because, to me, LeBron James currently is the greatest American athlete. And also, many of the superstars in the NFL could be considered the greatest American athlete. I cannot equate playing tennis on the same level of playing basketball or football. The tennis circuit, is not as grueling as professional basketball or football. Serena can rock as a women athlete, but I can't compare her to her male counterparts.
Okay, we heard that. I'm scared to flip this one. The defenses were just so strong, but this is Flip It, you listeners. It is, and this panel is amazing. Now we're asking the panel to defend the flip side. Serena is great. She is currently the greatest American athlete. We're going to step out there with the Midas Mind. Defend.
Ronnie Beers, lady got 18 Grand Slam titles, 13 women's doubles, 2 mixed doubles. While you may not be able to equate a female athlete with a male athlete, that's not what we're trying to do. The fact is, in her genre, just like they don't compete in the female genre, who else right now is busting out championships over their career like Serena Williams? Nobody. This woman is tearing it down. And when I watched her in the U.S. Open, not only did she tear it down against Miss Wozniak, the fact is she tore it down with grace. The only thing I could complain about was ghetto fingernails. But when it comes to actually doing the deed, she's a bad girl. This is what American athletes doing right now. What are we thinking about?
Okay, you heard the defense from the Midas Mind over there in the bank room with J. Walters and Company and Associates. Don't forget to check out Joe on Your Prosperity Insights if you want to get your prosperity on. Okay, but you know what? If you want to get your sports picks on, we got the man himself, the man who has been known to pick them and pick them right. That's what we got. We got him right here. Now, he doesn't have any Shimmy Shake girls, but DizzieMac will share. Andre defends Serena is great, and she is currently the greatest American athlete.
Yeah, she shed a lot of tears when she took that upset by Elise Cornet, But, every champion has its day, with to say, she is the greatest athlete. She's one of probably the greatest athletes out there with a lot of heart. I think her retirement is coming around the corner. There's a lot of new upcoming people coming up, and on the betting side, man, you bet Serena Williams, you made a lot of money.
The defense is the girl made me money.
Made me some money. You made some money.
Right. Okay, Andre over there at Extreme Sports Picks. That's right. I shouted out the name again. And boy, when he gets the bill, First Lady Serena is great. She is currently the greatest American athlete. Defend.
Serena is the greatest American athlete because she has been the most consistent American athlete. And Joe is right. She has those 18 titles, and she has transcended the American tennis to another level. Serena has talent. She has style. She's internationally known. She is the greatest ever to play, and she is the greatest athlete ever in the United States.
Wow. That would be called a strong defense. Really strong. Hey, DizzieMac, what do you think about that strong defense?
Hey, that's my partner. That's the First Lady. You know she coming 100 every time.
Strong defense. I could see getting off from that traffic ticket.
Hey, strongest.
Serena, we love you on this show. And believe me, if you ever accept our invitation to be on, we will make sure that the Midas Mind and Andre keep their eyes above the neckline.
They can't do it.
We promise. Okay. DizzieMac, take us to break.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more brawls, panties, and sports, and the funnies.
They say, stop creditors from harassing you. Consolidate your credit card debt into a loan. They say, stop those annoying calls. Simply file bankruptcy. They don't say, consolidating credit card debt into a loan keeps you paying on that debt for years and more years with interest. They don't say, file for bankruptcy and say no to a car loan, no to a mortgage for up to 11 years. Don't file bankruptcy and ruin your credit for years. Don't get a consolidation loan and pay years and years. Get your credit card debt destroyed. Call Sharon, the debt destroyer. Sharon and her team of experts work hard to help you eliminate your credit card debt and get you and your credit back on track. No bankruptcy, no loans, your credit card debt eliminated. Have your credit card debt destroyed. Contact Sharon, the debt destroyer, at yourdebtdestroyed.com or call 888-431-2829, extension 2.
You are listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. I'm here with the First Lady, DizzieMac, the Shimmy Shake Girls, and Andre Ramirez, and Joe Midas Mind Miller. It's time for the funnies. DizzieMac, over to you.
Thank you, Rob B. The getaway vehicle. If you plan a heist, the first thing you get prepared is the getaway vehicle, so you can speedily leave the scene. Apparently, a shoplifter decided not only steal $600 worth of merchandise from a local Walmart, but the getaway vehicle, a $1,200 motorized cart. Shirley Mason, Fruitport Township, Michigan, went on the lam with a slow speed chase, but was eventually captured. How are you going to get away from the police in a motorized car?
I'm trying to go with her bad self. How did she get $600 worth of stuff out the stove?
walked away.
Hey.
She said walked away. Well, no, she didn't walk. She had a ride.
But she would have been better off walking away. She'd have been better off. It would have been faster, too.
Every time I leave Walmart, they always check to see what I got in my stuff. I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, we know how criminal you look, First Lady.
Okay, let's get into, speaking of criminal, let's get into our picks. Before we dig into current picks, let's just go over what we did last week.
First lady?
DizzieMac?
First lady?
Yeah.
You know, we just skip over this party tonight.
DizzieMac, I would say you would want us to, because DizzieMac, did you know that you did not pick any pick correct last week? You were going for 0 for 6 games, and you missed it. Now, you almost won your game with the underdog game. Them Jacksonville Jaguars almost beat the Eagles, but guess what, DizzieMac? You lost 2 points on that. So right now, you are currently -2. My points, I did quite well. I had 4 out of the 6 games, but I lost my bonus pick. So I'm at 6 points right now. So just want to get that out there. Okay, you can give me a head start. So let's get to the new picks. Falcons versus the Bengals. I'm going with the Bengals because I just think the Bengals are a superior team to the Falcons. Falcons, you know, they didn't really deserve to win against the Saints. The Saints let them off the hook. So I'm going to go with the Bengals. DizzieMac, who do you have?
You know what, First Lady? I was watching a little bit of the Hard Knock Life. Looking at them Falcons, them dirty birds. I'm going with the Falcons.
Okay, Andre, let's see what you're going to pick, and maybe you can give us what the stats are on those. So what do you think, the Falcons versus the Bengals?
You know, Atlanta's gone, 0-6 straight up. And, Atlanta's been playing pretty good, but Cincinnati has the dominant team. I like Cincinnati here to win by at least a touchdown.
Okay.
Woo.
Woo.
Woo. I didn't know the Kahunas was like that.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure, Joe. That's a lot of pressure, Joe.
Go ahead, Joe.
You know what? I appreciate you for allowing me to pick after Andre at Team Sports picks, because I done made some money with the man already. But I got a hot sports opinion tonight. And guess what? This is the one time I'm going to try to make it with the Falcons. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I got to go with where my money's been coming from. I'm going to have to roll with the Bengals. And I'm sorry, that's not my opinion. I just got to go with the money.
So that means he's listening to you, Andre. Okay, let's move to the next game, the Seahawks versus the Chargers. This is going to be a very interesting game. I mean, the Seahawks definitely looked dominant last week. The Chargers, I had them for that win against Arizona, but they actually lost that game and let Arizona come back. I'm going to go with Seahawks. I'm going to go with the Seahawks on this one. I got to stick with the Seahawks. So I'm going to go to you first, Joe. Who do you think?
Well, first of all, that's unfair. I just praised you for putting me after Andre. Now you're going to stick me out here in front of him.
Yeah.
I get your opinion on this, Joe.
Andre, you could have shouted in here and gave me some help, bro. But okay. I'm going to go with the Seahawks, too. They won the championship. They got to beat this team up.
All right. Andre, who do you have?
Seattle, they're, 11-2 against the spread. They're laying 5 points on the road.
Yes.
The key thing in this game, the Seahawks defense is one of probably the most dominant defenses in the league. And, defense, they say win championships, but I believe that the Seahawks will be able to stop the run against the Chargers. So I'm going to roll with the Seahawks pulling the win by 6.
Yeah. See there?
See, you didn't need Andre's advice on that, Joe. You picked it. All right. DizzieMac, what do you have?
Oh, we're going with the Seahawks. I only got two words to say, and they're going to be smashed together like pancakes. They smash them out. They're going to run down the Chargers' throat, lightning bolt and all.
All right.
By 14 points.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
14.
Woo, 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 woo.
The next game is a game of losers. Texans versus the Raiders.
Wow.
Raider Nation just went on high alert.
Sorry, DizzieMac. Okay, this is like a pick 'em here. Texans versus the Raiders. I'm going to pick the Raiders because they're home, but trust me, Texans can easily beat the Raiders. So I'm going to go with DizzieMac because I know what you're going, who you vote rooting for, the Raiders, right, DizzieMac?
You know that we got that special black and silver jersey for you right here. First thing, go ahead, slip that on right quick.
All right. Andre, who do you have?
This game right here, I actually got information that a lot of the wise guys are betting the money on the Oakland Raiders. Line is shifting towards the Raiders. They open up as a 3-point favorite now at plus 2.5. Anytime you get something like that, you want to roll with Oakland. Oakland's been playing pretty good. I know their young stud is out of my hometown, out of Fresno. Carr, he's really good, but it's the Houston has a really good defense, and I like their new guys. I think it's going to be a blowout. Houston blows out the Raiders by at least 13 points.
Hold on,
really?
Hold on.
Wow.
Yeah, you got Foster's healthy. He's looking good. You got Andre. It's money.
Hold on.
Isn't Clowney, Javadian Clowney injured? So I don't know he's going to be able to pass rush. But anyway, I don't think he's playing. Well, we'll see about that. Okay. Joe, so you have some conflicting opinions here. What are you going with, Texas versus the Raiders?
I'm going with extreme sports pick. I saw Adrian. I saw Foster get 29 carries last week, and he didn't look like he was that hurt. There's some talk about some bruised ribs, but wherever Andre is going, I'm talking about the money. I got to get the money.
All right. Even though the Raiders, the line is for the Raiders. That's what the line is.
I'm picking the Texans. Andre picked the Texans, and I'm gonna try.
I'm picking the Texans.
DizzieMac, I am so sorry. I know that still been black is in your mind.
Joe,
but,
give me back. Joe, give me back my patch. Give me back.
We got to move on. Let's move on. Bears versus the 49ers. Well, this is a no-brainer here. I'm going with the 49ers. The 49ers looked pretty good last week, and the Bears, well, they let one get by them. So I'm going to go with the 49ers. I'm going to go to you now, Joe, without Andre giving you some assistance. Who are you picking, Bears versus 49ers?
Look, I'm picking 49ers. Look, I'm a Bear fan. I was born in Chicago. I saw that defense. They lost to Buffalo. So, I'm thinking if you can't line up Matt Forte and run on Buffalo, if you can't throw to Alshon Jeffrey and Marshall and Martellus Bennett against Buffalo, what you gonna do against the 49ers? Come on now.
All right. So, Andre, who do you have for 49ers? Bears versus 49ers.
The 49ers are coming in as a 7-point favorite, which is a lot of points. They're actually revealing their new stadium in Santa Clara. The Chicago defense ranks 30th in yards in 2013. Bears are 1-6 against the spread. The true value of this game, with the lack of defense, knowing that the 49ers are going to run over the Bears, is playing the over on this game. I'm predicting that this game is actually one of my free picks to bet the total on the over I'm thinking it's probably going to be near 60 points. So it's good value to bet the over on this one. But to say the money line, I like the 49ers money line, but for the points, man, Chicago's giving up 7.5 points. And that's a lot of points. So, the points can look pretty good, but I like the totals better. But money line goal is the 49ers.
So you're going to 49ers.
Some advice.
All right. DizzieMac, Bears, that's who you're going with?
We're going with the Bears on the upset. Look for the defense to turn over Kaepernick at least 2 times. Crucial. One maybe touchdown.
All right, let's go to the next game. Eagles versus the Colts. And this is, I think the Eagles are at Indianapolis for this one. So I'm going to roll with the Eagles. I mean, the Eagles had a scare last week with Jacksonville, but their offense looked pretty good in the second half. So the Eagles, they can score some points. So I'm going to go with the Eagles. Homer. Yeah, I am originally from around that area. So let's see. Andre, who do you have on this one?
If I had to pick one, it's not one of my games to bet money on, but I'll go with the Colts on this one.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Joe, you rolling with the Colts?
I am rolling with the Colts because I'm a cow bear. That's it.
Okay. DizzieMac?
I'm rolling with the Eagles.
You're rolling with the Eagles. I wonder if I should change my mind. No. Let me see. DizzieMac, you had 0 picks last week. No, I'm kidding you, DizzieMac. Kidding you. Okay. All right. So you're rolling with the Eagles on this. Okay. So now we have to pick our upset game of the week. The team chosen is a serious underdog. Now, if we win, we get 2 extra points to our win total. If they lose, we lose 2 points off of our win total. So I'm going to start with you, DizzieMac. Who is your upset pick?
My upset pick is this. I'm going with Cleveland over New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Cleveland over New Orleans. All right. Andre, who do you have?
Well, the line has shifted. Miami Dolphins are now a 1-point underdog. I'm going to go Dolphins over Buffalo Bills.
But is that a serious underdog? Come on now, Miami is not serious underdog. We looking for a serious underdog. I'm gonna have to disqualify you on that one, Andre. You gotta pick another team.
Disqualify.
Yeah, that's not. Miami's not an underdog to Buffalo.
Here's an underdog outright. Probably can be the Jacksonville Jaguars. They've been playing excellent ball. Their defense is good, and Washington hasn't really surprised me with any of their weapons, and the line is actually shifting with the private bettors coming from overseas, spending a lot of money on Jacksonville. So don't be surprised if they pull the upset.
Over Washington?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know that, but anyway. All right. Joe, who do you have?
I am with DizzieMac. I believe Cleveland is going to ground this ball out, and we're going to see Gio Bernard do his thing this weekend against New Orleans, and that's going to shock everybody.
Okay. I have Kansas City over Denver. That is my underdog.
Whoa.
Whoa. Yeah. That sounds like she playing with house money.
Well, you're right. You're right about that. I'm a little bit up there a bit, so I can play with house. Yeah, that's KC's going to bounce back after that horrible performance last week. So that we'll see what next week, what this week picks bring, and we'll see what our totals are. Over to you, DizzieMac.
Hey, on the other side of the break, we have another performance from Nelly. A shout out. Please stay tuned.
Another day, another restless night, crying myself to sleep. Another day of relentless phone calls from credit card companies demanding payment. Another day wondering if filing bankruptcy or getting one of those debt consolidation loans is the only way to go. A friend said, "Stop crying. Just call Sharon, the debt destroyer." Sharon and her team of experts work hard to help you eliminate your credit card debt and get you and your credit back on track. No bankruptcy, no loans, your credit card debt eliminated. I called Sharon, and her team of experts went right to work with a plan that made sense. I am sleeping peacefully knowing my credit card debt is being destroyed and my credit is getting back on track. Have your credit card debt destroyed and get a good night's sleep? Contact Sharon, the Debt Destroyer, at yourdebtdestroyed.com or call 888-431-2829, extension 2.
You are listening to Bras, Panties and Sports. It's time for Shout Out Part 2, What You Saying, and the finale. The music flows from around the globe to get a shout out. First Lady.
We have another performance from Nelly with her album, Take Care. Let's hear the track, Our Love.
People can be blind, they just fall in love, always lose their mind, and so what? If we join the game, would you dare to say, do you care to play? And so what? If we can be free, we can play a scene, feel like royalty, but so what? If we give us wings, we explore our hurts and unlock our dreams, and so what? So what? Around the banner that we both stick together sometime. Let them talk, let them speak, doesn't matter, they're fools. Don't they know that in love you can never have room? So rough, people can be blind, they just fall in love, always lose their mind. If we join the game, would you dare to stay? Do you care to play? And so what? If we can be free, we can play a scene, feel like royalty, but so what? If they give us wings, we explore our hurts and unlock our dreams, and so what? So what? From my friends, they're insisting I may need someday. Let them talk, let them speak, doesn't matter, they're fools. Don't they know that in love you can never have room? So what? People can be blind, they just fall in love, always lose their mind, and so what? If we join the game, would you dare to say, do you care to play? And so what? So if we can be free, we can play a team, feel like royalty. But so what? If we give us wings to explore our hopes and unlock our dreams. And so what? So what? Doesn't matter, they're cool. Don't they know that in love you can never have rules? Let them talk, let them speak, doesn't matter, they're cool. Don't they know that in love you can never have rules? So what? People can be blind, they just fall in love, always lose their mind. And so what? If we join the game, would you dare to say, do you care to play? And so what? So
Okay, Nelly, giving some our love. Is our love giving a shout out or the mute button? Ronnie B, I'm going to start with you.
Oh, I'm giving Nelly a shout out. I likes it that. I can see moving and grooving to that in the club. Shout out.
Shout it out. All right. Joe, you didn't like the first song. Was this one better?
So what? Oh, that'll be a mute button. Oh, so what? What? So what?
Hit the mute button again? Okay. So what? That's what he said. Our love is so what? Andre. What did you think of
Hey, I'm not done yet. I got a free money pick for the listeners.
Well, we bring that up on the last. We got a part for that. We got a part.
Yeah, we're talking about Nelly right now. You. This is her.
Little early.
This is her spotlight.
I dozed off on Nelly. I dozed off on that song.
Okay. Right.
Too depressing.
Okay, DizzieMac.
Oh, I'll be hitting the mute button on this one. We just could not get into no shimmying and shaking with that one.
Oh my goodness, it's amazing how Nelly has brought such a mixed opinion. I like the song. I'm hitting the, I'm shouting it out. I didn't see any problem with Nelly in the song, so yeah, I'm gonna shout it out definitely. That's the end of the shout out. If you like what you heard from Nelly, hit her up at nellybrown.net, and that's NELIBROWN.net. If you like what you heard or have any comments, you can send your emails and tracks to panties@oldgrumpyradio.com. That's panties@oldgrumpyradio.com. Wow. You did, but he said, wow, with all the publicity and sudden awareness about domestic violence, we can understand NFL teams would be extra sensitive and take a strong measures. They might even err on the side of suspensions, which many of us would agree. Well, the San Francisco 49ers have suspended their play-by-play voice, Ted Robinson, for 2 games for saying Janae Rice bore some responsibility for not speaking up about the incident. But a player arrested for domestic violence, one Ray McDonald, gets to play? Damn, 49ers. Jack Brickhouse, Howard Cosell, and Greg Gumbel are asking, what you saying? We we just talked about racial insensitivity. We need to also talk about domestic violence insensitivity. And Ted Robinson was not sensitive to Janae Rice's feelings. Now, the 49ers, they were definitely quick to react to disciplining their announcer, but they seem hypocritical about the Ray McDonald case because he's still playing. And I don't understand why he is still playing. He should not be allowed to play, especially if you're going to start disciplining your other employees because of things that they're saying. It just sends mixed messages from the 49ers. And right now, to me, they look really stupid, to be honest with you, because they should not have Ray McDonald playing. And I would expect eventually the 49ers management to come to their senses and not to have Ray McDonald play, especially with all of the recent cases and the new case against Adrian Peterson. The Vikings immediately put him on suspension because he was accused recently of child abuse with one of his sons. So, I mean, these teams are really stepping up, but the 49ers, they did not step up to the plate when it came to Ray McDonald, and they need to step up. DizzieMac, what do you think?
First Lady, wow. Now, you just have to really, really, truly understand the power of your words, the vehicle in which you're expounding views, how it reaches, and how much influence it has on the masses. That you have to be very careful about speaking on incidents that could lead to something being misconstrued. And play-by-play, I mean, you have to basically just keep it to play-by-play. Stay in your lane. That's all I say. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. I mean, these are things that we know people are going to have varied opinions on, and you're just not really doing yourself any good once you start using that kind of platform to insert your opinions. That could be a mighty, mighty big career herder. Keep it to play-by-play.
Okay. Joe, what are your feelings regarding the 49ers and their recent suspension of their play-by-play announcer?
First Lady, Joe Midas Mind is going to be on the right side of history. And the fact is the 49ers are trying to look like they are standing up for women when they got a guy who looks like he beat up on a woman, slammed her forearm in between the toilet seat over and over to keep his fingerprints off, and they're going to let him play, and they're going to suspend somebody from talking. That's crazy. That's crazy. We are going to grow up as a country, as an American public, all of us, Hispanic, white, black, everything. We are going to grow up as a country. We're going to look back at this and go, wow, how could they have done this? And the 49ers are being hypocrites. They are trying to play the media for an opinion, and it's not going to last.
Okay. Well said. Andre? I know you out there in California, I know. So what are the Californians thinking about this craziness of the 49ers?
San Francisco is hypocrites. Everything they say is a hypocrite, so they have a lot of political power, especially in certain issues, sensitive issues like this. The left side, the leftists, they don't want to they're careful on what to challenge, especially in that city, because that is the most liberal city in the United States of America, and that is the back door of Nancy Pelosi. So things can get San Francisco can get away with anything, especially when it's a Democratic city. So politics are heavy, really, really heavy, and they did play in this role. And you look at the question, you're like, wow, this person gets suspended, but this guy still plays, and this guy did worse. But that is San Francisco for you. San Francisco, there's a lot of money tied up, and they do know it. When it comes to players and stuff, they're more concerned about winning. Yeah, as you know, you got a brand new stadium in Santa Clara. Santa Clara is a rich city. A lot of money in promotions and in memorabilia, and their thing is all about winning and don't really care about anything else. So I have to just say hypocrites.
Okay. All right. That just basically says it is, like you said, everybody says it doesn't make sense at all. It really doesn't make sense. But before we go, it's time to find out what makes sense and what we missed this week. DizzieMac, what did you miss?
I missed that there's a world championship fight tonight. Money Mayweather versus Marcus Maidana 2 rematch. Man, I had almost overlooked it with everything else happening.
Yeah, you're right about that. Joe, what did you miss?
First Lady, I overlooked the championship fight just like DizzieMac did. I thought this was one and done, but since it was close, I look forward to seeing it tonight.
Okay. Ronnie B., what did you miss?
I missed the only Chicago basketball team to be in a championship and lose.
Okay. And Andre, what did you miss? And I know you have some pointers to give to our fans.
Well, I'm going to miss the Mayweather fight. I actually see no point in fighting. Mayweather's got all the politics, sewed up. I actually know his trainer, it's Uncle Roger. He has, I know about their secret cream that they use on the chest for the secret. So I got pictures on my Twitter with Roger showing me the secret cream, and Mayweather takes the win, like always.
We need picks.
We got some money picks for Sunday. The picks came out earlier this week. Clients, they ran the lineup. So what I did to actually make money, 2 picks that I like that you can do a 6-point teaser. You have to go with the New England Patriots because the Vikings don't got the running back issue. I like that game, and you're going to have to tease that one with the Packers. Packers is my money game, but I wanted to give out, the teaser will pay out just a little bit more. So that's a pretty good bet to go with. Packers, I like the Packers to blow out the Jets. Packers got a lot of weapons. Rodgers is hot, and he's going to hit all of them. Jets got a weak secondary. So I actually, if you want to do the bet straight up, I do see the Packers blowing out by 20 points. So that's actually my biggest release. So this one's going to be huge. It's my biggest money maker. I'm selling a lot of games on this particular one. It's my 10-carat max bet and 69% NFL picks overall in my career. And I'm just been killing the bookie. So for all your picks and needs, just go to extremesportspicks.com. Call me up at 1-800-210-2909. I'll put you on one of my premium package VIPs. I'll send you a text where to lay the money and where to get paid, because that's what it's all about.
All right. That's Andre Ramirez from extremesportspicks.com. Well, I just forgot about Paul George got disciplined from his team, a little chastised before the tweets he had said about the Ray Rice incident. And people just need to keep their mouths shut instead of trying to chime in on the Ray Rice conversation. And I would like to thank Andre Ramirez for being on the show with all of his great expertise in the picks. And like you said, it's all about what, Andre? Making the money.
Making that money.
Making that money.
Yeah.
And Joe, you're a regular, but we'd like to thank you also. But Andre, make that money. So fans, remember, ExtremeSportsPicks.com. Until next time, you have been listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. See you next week.
Yeah, make that money.
Make that money.